Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Sam from Historic Travels, and I have another quick update video for all of you regarding the submarine that went missing while attempting to dive the wreck of the Titanic. I do have quite a bit of information to go over with all of you guys, so hey, let's get into it. So this morning when I woke up, there were two big pieces of news that were making headlines. Number one, apparently they had found some strange rectangular looking object floating on the ocean surface, and many people thought that this may have been the submarine, so the Coast Guard went to go and investigate that. Once they saw what the rectangular structure or object was, they determined that it had nothing to do with the submarine, so yeah, they just moved on from that. The second big piece of information to come out of this whole ordeal was apparently sometime yesterday or maybe this morning, this strange knocking sound was detected coming from deep within the ocean, somewhere around the Titanic's wreck site. It was also reported that these sounds may have been coming every 30 minutes, meaning they were happening in 30-minute intervals. Now, in case you don't know why this would be, well, there's a protocol in place for anyone who is trapped inside of a sunken submarine, where what they're supposed to do is bang on the submarine's hull every 30 minutes and make as much noise as possible so they can attempt to let other people know that, hey, they're down there and they need rescuing. The reason they do this in 30-minute intervals is because the ocean is a very noisy place. And if they just kept banging on the hull all the time, then it would be hard to pick out their sounds against all the other sounds of the ocean. By doing this in 30-minute intervals, it is showing those who are listening for the sounds that, hey, there's intelligent life down there because it's happening every 30 minutes and those people may need help. Now, the Coast Guard did this big press conference around 1 o'clock Eastern time today where they went over all of this. And during the press conference, they did confirm that the sounds were picked up, that this was a real event. And they did have ROVs looking for the source of the sound, but as of yet, they have not found anything. Now, a news reporter asked the Coast Guard, did these sounds happen in 30-minute intervals like what was reported? And the member of the Coast Guard said he had no idea. So when I heard that, I'm like, okay, this could be a situation, and again, I can't prove this, I don't know where this story originated, but this could be a situation where one news crew reported something and then all the other news crews reported it, and then before we knew it, it was all over the world. So did the 30-minute thing actually happen? I don't know. It's possible. It may have come from a legitimate source. I don't know. But the fact that the member of the Coast Guard said that he wasn't sure where the 30-minute thing came from did make me nervous about that. So guys, here's my best advice for all of you in regards to when something like this happens. Don't forget that this is a developing story and there's all kinds of information coming out about it. So until we get concrete information from the Coast Guard or someone official that's on scene, take everything the mainstream media says with a grain of salt, This really did remind me of the situation that happened to the Titanic. So in case you don't know about it, around a day or so after the Titanic sank, this newspaper published a story where they said that, I kid you not, the Titanic sank, but all lives saved. And this was because a reporter at that newspaper got the wrong idea about something and ran the story without getting, confirmation. And then the next day, when the true horror and scale of the disaster became worldwide news, they had to redo the story and say, no, everyone wasn't saved. It was a great loss of life. So I'm hoping this 30-minute thing wasn't an example of that, but it did come to mind when the Coast Guard guy said he didn't know if it was happening every 30 minutes or not. Now, I did look into how much time the people on the submarine have left. And by most accounts, they seem to think that the submarine had 96 hours worth of oxygen on board when it disappeared Sunday morning. So based on all calculations, the submarine should have enough air, assuming the sub didn't implode, until around 5 or 6 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. So guys, I am praying for those guys. If the strange knocking sounds that were detected are indeed coming from people who are trapped inside the submarine, I can't even imagine what those poor people are going through. Like, if the sub is stuck at the bottom of the ocean for some weird reason, if the people are alive inside the sub, I legit have no idea why the sub wouldn't surface itself, especially if the pressure vessel was intact. Just think about what they're going through. If the power's out, it's pitch black in there. There's no light, they can't see anything, and also they probably don't have that much heat. I don't even know if the thing has a heater, it probably doesn't. Think about how cold the ocean is at the bottom of the ocean, how many pitch black. It's freezing cold, and I also don't think they brought a lot of food or water with them, because this was just supposed to be a 12-hour trip. They may have packed a few bottles of water, maybe a sandwich or two. I don't know, but what these people are going through, it's absolutely insane. Anyway, guys, hey, that's all the information I have for you today. Please keep all the people that are in that sub in your prayers, and also pray for all of the brave men and women who are working hard to try to save these people. And yep, I'll keep you guys updated on future updates. Y'all take care.